Hey everyone, today I want to review for you a new planner from Target. So this is like one of those things where like the two planner companies get married or the two companies go together and they make like a beautiful little planner baby. So this one is the Home Edit for Day Designer, and you know how I feel about Day Designer. So I'm really excited to look through some of the Home Edit's new options at Target and review some of them. All right, so I'm going to start with this one, and you might be saying to yourself, Rebecca, why do you have this in your hands? Why is it the 6th month of the year and you have your like 18th planner? I'm going to tell you how they get you. Is there are a couple features in these gorgeous planners that I was like, do I need this? Like maybe I do. Okay, so first things first, I love that it's got the plastic cover. That's always a bonus when you've got it in your bag or your backpack, or if you think you might spill something, or if you think you might not spill something, it's probably gonna happen anyway. So it's nice to have a sturdy cover, but also underneath, I absolutely love the colors, the rainbow and the gold right here. It's just like a really nice detail. So I just love that. Now, one thing that I love about this, one of my challenges with monthly planners, and that's what this is, it's a monthly planner, is that I'm like, I need less than a weekly, but more than a monthly. And it's like, well, what is that? Well, let me tell you. You open it up and you get a great year overview. There is a little 5 or 6 inch ruler, so it snaps in and out, which is really great if you want to write some of your things down and make lines and designs. You get a couple sticker sheets, which I love, and a little pocket folder, a little note from the two gals over at the Home Edit. Okay, this is what I mean by these extras that work so great in a monthly that you typically don't get this much in a monthly. A lot of times in monthlies, you just get months and then maybe a few note sheets in the back if you're lucky, but I love these. So the first thing that they have in here is embracing the low bar lifestyle. And there is a little blurb here. So I'm gonna read some of this to you. Joined a Pilates studio and never went, followed a strict no sugar, no dairy, no gluten diet for weeks, but ultimately called it quits for a plate of gourmet cake pops? Same. This is exactly why we came up with the low bar lifestyle, credo that describes kicking guilt to the curb and replacing it with honesty and attainability. Okay, that is where we need to be with our planners. Like, I'm not saying don't try to challenge yourself for a month and see if you can do something to better your, education endeavors, your health, your wellness, your fitness, but like, and I'm not saying for you, but for me, that's a great example. Like eating a no sugar, no dairy, no gluten diet, like that's not gonna be sustainable for me long-term and maybe not even attainable short-term. So, I mean, maybe it's not low bar, although I do kind of like that. I love the idea of excellence and not perfection. Or like, you did something, you set a goal that you wanted to remember your vitamin every single day for the whole month, and you remembered it 26 of the 31 days. You know what? It's fine. I want to always live this way because perfection is just, you're never going to get there. That's something that I have found. I'm never going to get there. And even if you get there for a short period of time, like I said, you're challenging yourself and you want to see if you can do something, it's not sustainable long term. So I really like the theme of this planner already. Anyway, it goes on to say after that, use the space below to list out the things you hope to achieve in the coming year. Make sure you include big goals, small goals, the things you want to do, and the things you have to do. Consider this your first step in clearing space for a fresh new system. Ready, set, go. And there are little boxes down there. So the first one is milestones and events for the year ahead. The next is big goals and projects, then what I want to do more of and what I want to do less of. And I love that question. What do I want to do less of? Because sometimes we are so focused on like, what do I have to do, that it's like, I never think about like, if I could cut something out, what would that be? So I think it's a great question to ask. And then as you move on to the next page, it talks about life goals. And I won't read all of that, but again, I really love just the way that they write here, the things that they talk about. Maybe I won't read it too. I'm gonna read it too. So it says, with your goals visually in front of you, it's time to group them by category and pare down. Not just your wants and needs, but how much time, money, energy, and knowledge each goal would realistically require from you. Again, I just don't think we do that enough. I think sometimes we get new planners and we write goals based on things that sound great, but let me give you an example. I think a few years ago, I would have written down, buy a house as one of my goals. But you know what? The time that it would have taken to do that, the resources it would have taken, just all of those things, it's not possible. So we're in that process now, but I think that it's important to look at what you have and what you're willing to put in and see if it's an actual realistic goal. So I really like that, and just what things would realistically require from you. So the next line says, be brutally honest with yourself. And sometimes I think that can be really hard, not because because you want to intentionally lie to yourself, but because sometimes it's just hard to be honest with yourself, or maybe you just think that something is more feasible than it actually is, right? So then it says, there's no shame in starting small and working your way up. In fact, we highly recommend it. If a goal feels too big, break it down into baby steps and give yourself more time to get to the finish line. Accomplishing your goals, both big and small, will fuel your momentum and keep you motivated. So another thing I love about this, I keep saying that because there's so many great things in here. There are little sections here of goals for me, for them, at work, at home, and just because. And I really like that because sometimes it's hard to decide if you're putting too much, I don't know, I don't want to say too much energy on yourself and not on others. I guess it's hard. Maybe in certain seasons of life, more of your energy is going to be on your career. And then in other seasons, it's going to be more on your family. And then in other seasons, it's going to be more on your finances. And maybe here there's 4 lines for each. Maybe when you go to write down goals, you might have 1 goal in one section and 4 goals in another section. So there's nothing wrong with any of that, but I do like the way that it breaks down the different categories, not just of categories like I have a financial goal, a fitness goal, a work goal, all of those, but the who, like, is it for me? Is it for them? Is it for that place over there? So I really like the way that that's broken down. The next page encourages you to set up morning and evening routines. And I actually had a friend who texted me that they have been encouraged by somebody to set these routines up and they can't believe how much more productive, and not even just productive, at peace they're feeling. So this is definitely something that I want to dive into, because I think that if I were to set up a routine for the morning where I was more productive and a routine for the evening where I was more relaxed, maybe I turned my phone off and stopped scrolling for the 7th hour of the day, that would be really good for my mental health. So I really like this because it breaks down some ideas for your morning and your evening routine, and it also asks how your routine can help you accomplish those long-term goals. So I think that's a really great question. Now the next page says, upkeep is everything. We won't lie to you, accomplishing your goals and living well will require some effort on your part. But the good news is that if you can identify all the aspects of your real life along with the required steps to reach your goals, you can set a more attainable standard, free yourself from guilt, and make life a lot less difficult and a lot more fun. So it says here, add key events to your calendar. Check in with yourself every day, week, and month to map what's important today, what's coming up, and decide if edits are needed. And most importantly, give yourself plenty of gold stars, which I really like that. So here it has some boxes already for you. Birthdays, trips and travel, anniversaries, family schedules, class schedules, school, church events, important work events, important personal events, fitness schedules or goals, finance goals, goal review, and goal milestones. So just a couple things that you might want to add to your calendar. All right, so that's the prep at the beginning of the planner that I really love. It's a little different than some of the other planners that I've seen, but I'm going to tell you what they did that got me to buy this planner, okay? So I have said in all of my academic reviews that a lot of them are like July to June or August to July. But if you're like me and it's like this point of the year, you're like, the academic planner, if I get a new one, isn't going to start for like another month or so, but I would like to get my life in order before the next month. So I'm going to tell you what they do. They added 2 bonus months to this planner. And all of the home edit planners that I saw at Target, I saw a ton of them, had it. It says in there, includes, and it's like highlighted in gold, 2 bonus months. So it's like you don't get the full all of the things for each month. So like if you were to get a planner from the home edit and it had a monthly, weekly, for those 2 bonus months, you don't typically get the weekly included, but you do at least get the month overview, which I really like because it's like, yes, like it's that refreshing feeling of I can get my life in order a little bit early. So I really like that. So the first thing I love is that at the beginning of the month, before you get to the actual calendar, they have just these cute little blurbs, and I saw them in the different planners. So mine are colorful, but in a different planner, I saw them, they're just like all black and white. But August says school supplies are not just for kids, which, like, come on, that's what I spend my entire life talking about. September says channel the flannel. October says witch, way to the candy. Get it? Like witch, not witch, but witch, like cackle, cackle. November, okay, November's is my favorite. Happy holidays, please leave by 7. Who's not on board with that? So anyway, there you go. So you get that little blurb at the beginning, which is just like a funny little thing to start the month. Then your monthly overview is very simple. Now, you know, I typically tend not to like lines on my calendar pages, but I really like these because they are light enough, they are not overpowering, and they'll help you write straight. So I really like that. You get the perpetual calendar in the bottom left corner of the month before and after. There's a little tiny box at the top that says don't forget and notes. So again, it's very simple, but it's like just enough. Now, another thing that I love is that when you flip the page, you get August. I'm looking at August right now, my month in review. So my complaint typically is that I need a little bit more than a monthly, but a little bit less than a weekly. So this has that little bonus. So right here, it's got things I did, my gold stars. Things I did, but I didn't have to do, so that's my extra credit. Things I didn't do, it's fine. And then this one, things I absolutely had to do, so I need to do next month, it's not going to be fine. So I like that there is this grace, this extended, like, you don't have to be perfect, it's fine. Except if there's something like you really have to do, like you have to renew your car registration, or you have to call the person that you like have been saying you're gonna call, or like those things. It's like a good reminder, and I like having that spot of like, ooh, that's where I go to look to make sure that I've done exactly what I need to do. So I love that. So this planner has those bonus months, then it runs until June of 2022. And I love that the back of it, okay, get ready for this. There are a trillion notes pages. Not really, but honestly, I think that there's probably like 25 notes pages. It's like a mini notebook in the back, which again, you know how I feel about extra note pages. So this is beautiful. And then the back has holidays for 2021 and 2022, and that's it. So this is the planner that I got. I think I might keep it because I love it. But I want to talk to you about a couple other home edit planners that I saw that I love that maybe you could work for you if you're looking for something a little bit more than a monthly. First things first, when I was there, they have an end cap with so many different things. So they have, in addition to planners, like this beautiful gold pen that they're selling, a sticker book, which I'm very partial to Happy Planner stickers, but they seemed like this had a pretty good amount of stickers for like $4 or $5. So I would consider getting that. There are sticky notes and this cute little set of 3 notebooks, which I'm a fan of, especially for gifting. Like, who doesn't want a set of 3 notebooks? Leave a comment below and let me know if you would like notebooks as a gift, or if you would think that's a stupid gift. I don't think it's a stupid gift. I really like the little pack. It seems giftable. So anyway, in addition to planners, there are a lot of other things on the end cap, so check it out if you're interested. All right, so this is a lot more than a monthly. This one is a daily planner. So it still has your months. It still has all of that prep work, everything I described, stickers, all the extras in the front. But in addition to the months, it has a daily option. So if you look at this, I have to also say I love this cover. It's got that like marbly look, which I think is so beautiful. I really love that. Now, if you have a weekend, your Saturday and Sunday share that page. So you get the things I must do, bonus points if I get this done, my day, so Saturday, August 7th, my day, Sunday, August 8th, and then there's boxes at the bottom for everything else. The days go from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. So your weekend days will share a page in the daily. However, for your daily, if it's a weekday, you get your own page for each. So for example, Tuesday, August 10th, your day starts at 6 a.m. and it goes through 8 p.m. But instead of it being in hour increments, it's in half-hour increments. So every 30 minutes, you get a new line to write on. Then there's a top 3 things I must do priority box at the top, which I really like that. A good way to get up, set some intentions, write 3 things down and move along, hoping you'll accomplish those. A very long to-do list and note section for the day. So if you like to write a lot of to-dos down, that would be great. And then there's a section at the bottom for everything else and bonus points if I get this done. So if you're looking for a daily planner, again, this is going to be really thick because it's daily. There's a lot more pages in there. This could be a great option for you. As I mentioned with this planner, it's got the same things that the monthly one that I just looked at has. So it's got that June recap or whatever month you're in. So things I did, things I didn't do, things I have to do, all of that. But there is this section in some of these planners. Now, unfortunately, it didn't come in this one, which is okay because I like how thin it is. But I love this. So they have all of the beautiful tabs. So you've got a tab for each month. But then when you get to the back, there is this tab called Extra Credit. And it's like a mini project that they give to you each month. And I just love these. So I'm gonna look through a few of these real quick. So July, okay? So this is a vacation mode theme one where it talks about packing, reminders of things to bring with you, if you want to add your own lists, Just like, it's really good for that time of year if you're gonna be traveling. It's got a lot of little reminders, which I really like. And if you tend to travel a lot, it could be a way to organize, your travel belongings, your suitcase, your toiletries, all of that. So I was flipping through some, and I have to say October is one of my favorites. So the extra credit assignment for October is to refresh your fall wardrobe. And it asks you to ask yourself some really good questions. So when you pull some things out of your closet, ask yourself, do you love it? Is it comfortable? Is it flattering? Do you get compliments on it? Which doesn't really matter. You should wear stuff that you like. But anyway, does it fit? Will it fit? Does it have sentimental value? Have you worn it in the last year? Is it a classic investment piece? Is it damaged or stained? Is it worth repairing? Will you actually repair it? Would a friend or family member get better use out of it? Now, I'm not saying that I think that you have to say yes to every single one of those questions, but I do think that a lot of these questions could give you insight to whether or not you should really keep something. And I just like the idea of going through your closet and getting rid of stuff. So there are some really great assignments in here that are just so fun. I was looking at September's as well. September's is just like a fun one. It's not practical. It's not about cleaning your closet or getting your toiletries in order, but it's just, you know what, like it's fall themed almost, which like I love fall. I just love fall. No one can ever change my mind about that. Even though I live in Florida, in September and October, it's still like 100 degrees here. I love it. So the theme probably would work better if it's a little bit cooler where you are, but it says the great indoors. Oh, how we've missed you. So now it's talking about like wrapping yourself up in blankets and binge watching TVs. So it says to make a list for shows to watch, movies to see, books to read, and podcasts to listen to. So just some like really fun extra credit assignments for each month that you can see in some of these planners, including this daily one right here. So I've showed you a daily option and a monthly option, which I really like, but I also want to show you a weekly option. Now this weekly, if you look at the weekly, it's got on the one side, my day, and to do on the other side. That's for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now this could be a great option for you if you need something a little less, I don't want to say overwhelming, but maybe a daily does feel overwhelming, but a little bit more than the monthly. The weekly could be a great option for you. So Monday to Friday, that's what it looks like. Saturday and Sunday just has the my day. It doesn't have a to-do list, which is okay. Might work for you, might not. And then at the bottom, bonus points if I get these done, or just do next week, which I like. Like, let's be honest, sometimes you're like, I'll just deal with this next week. Better to have a place for it than to pretend you're gonna get it done this week. So it's nice to have a section for that. And then there's also things I postponed but need to get done and things I must do. So there are a lot of different categories and sections. And this weekly is great because it has all of those things at the front of the planner that the monthly that I showed you has, all of those setup and reflection activities, and it's got the extra credit assignments that are in the daily planner I showed you. So this is a great option, and I also love the cover. But wait, there is more. There is another weekly layout option that I really like. It's got that gorgeous marble cover, and if you look at it, it's nice to have a second type of weekly layout option. A lot of times I have found that planner brands, they will have one layout, which is fine, and they use it for all their planners. So I was really surprised and excited to see that they had different options. So if you look at this weekly layout here, if we look at November, it's vertical instead of horizontal. So things I must do are at the top, followed by my day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and everything else. So this is a weekly, but it's also an hourly by column, which may work for you, may not, but it's nice to have the option. And then you'll notice that Saturday and Sunday share that column, which is fine because, again, that might work for you. They don't have the hourly breakdown there, but there is a lot of space in case you want to write details and plans. So it's nice to have a separate option. And again, this planner comes with all of those extras as well. All of the home edit planners that I saw were on an end cap. I didn't see any in the actual planner aisle. So if you're looking at your Target, definitely make sure that you look on the end cap. They had so many different choices. So I really like this. I think my favorite thing is just the way that the weekly is laid out so differently than a lot of other options. And I really like the way that the setup is suggested. It's nice to have this, let's make goals but be realistic about it, as opposed to like, you can do it, make all the goals, be perfect. And it's like nice to take a step back and be like, yeah, I'm gonna make some goals, but you know what? Now that I'm reflecting, maybe that specific goal isn't worth my time, energy, and resources. So I just like the theme, I like the attitude, I like the little bit of humor that's sprinkled throughout the planner and on some of those monthly or the pre-monthly pages. So I definitely recommend checking this out. So if you're in the market for an academic planner, go to Target, check them out, see if there's anything there that you like that might work for you. The price points are all really good. I think that this one was $14.99, which I think is a great price for everything that's included. So we'll decide if I can justify having my 7th planner of the year. What do you think? It's just really nice. I just love how nice and non-judgmental people on the internet are. So I'm sure no one will judge me for this. Although I have to say, I do find the planner community to be really nice. And I mean that genuinely. Everyone's like, yeah, just get another planner, it's fine. I feel like I'm not alone because I know so many people who switch planners midway through the year. So anyway, if you're getting a home edit planner, let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.